This is Hans Hansen, and welcome to another episode of Fix It SF for February. What we try to do in these podcasts is look at ways and things we can do to improve San Francisco, fix things in San Francisco sooner than later. Today's topic is about turning Union Square around and finding ways to start getting traffic back onto Market Street, Union Square, and also to attract retailers back to the area. Since the pandemic, these are areas that have been significantly impacted by COVID, and we've lost almost all of our major retail presence. Part of that is related to, the negativity of San Francisco, its cleanliness, homelessness, theft. But the major issue is, frankly, we're just not seeing the tourist attraction, or the tourists coming to San Francisco as they once did, as well as the convention business, which really was the driving force that supported our retail in Union Square. So today we want to talk about what can we do to enhance these areas. We just completed the NBA Finals, where Powell Street was taken over by a number of stores and activities for the NBA All-Star Game, and it was really fantastic. We saw a lot of traffic, we saw a lot of people, kind of like the old days. And what did the NBA the All-Star Game produce was essentially pop-up stores. So one of the things that can be done quickly is the introduction of pop-up stores to the Union Square area. These are temporary stores that allow entrepreneurs to test their product, engage their customers without any sort of long-term commitments. But this can also bring vibrancy and foot traffic to an otherwise empty area. The challenge is that there's been an attempt by City Hall to promote pop-up stores, but a lot of the pop-up stores that we're looking for was really small mom-and-pop pop-up stores. Although that would be nice to have on Powell Street, I think you really need to have concept pop-up stores. Last year, Samsung, for instance, introduced their new phones and took over a facility as a pop-up store, and it was very, very successful. So I think pop-up stores starting on Powell Street and working your way up would be a tremendous boost to the area and can be constantly rotated in and out to create some excitement. The next thing would be art galleries and installations. Transforming vacant spaces into pop-up art galleries and hosting rotating exhibitions that can attract visitors and provide local artists with exposures has been clearly successful in other markets, has been successful here in San Francisco over the years. And I can see that happening again on Powell Street as a lead-in for Market Street. Community centers, converting empty storefronts into community centers that create spaces for residents to gather, attract workshops, and participate in activities fostering community engagement. Right now, with the advent of AI, for instance, there's a number of AI parties, meetups that are occurring throughout the city. Why not take our empty storefronts and create these community centers that could become opening to these various AI events and create some activity that way, as well as other community activities that could create population mass that could be in these spaces to create some excitement. Co-working spaces, repositioning these vacant retail spaces to co-working spaces, that could provide freelancers, startups, remote workers with flexible work environments, revitalizing the local economy. Co-working facilities is becoming more the norm. And however, on the ground floor, oftentimes because of zoning, they're not allowed. That can be an easy fix and could be a way to attract people to come and work on the ground floor, particularly in these areas such as Powell Street, where you've got the cable car right there. So you could come in and work, enjoy the cable car after you work, and hopefully some pop-up stores that would generate some activity around it. Indoor gardens and urban farms. These can provide fresh produce to local residences and serve as educational centers for sustainable urban or agricultural practices. This could be something that could be quite fun, quite interesting, particularly to tourists coming to the area. It'd be different. And we certainly have a number of organizations that could pull this off, including Tides Foundation as an example. Mixed-use development, combining its residential, commercial, and recreational areas into one development that could create a vibrant, multifunctional space that attracts a diverse group of people. Now, this does not have to be permanent. It could be something that could be, again, kind of like a pop-up model where you could do a lot of these things into one area. Or you do temporary housing could be a consideration under something like a mixed-use development. A public realm enhancement where we upgrade our streets, parks, and public spaces around vacant properties to make them more attractive and encourage communities' use. Here, an example on Powell Street. A lot of times our vacant spaces have been abused. They've been hit with dirt, their windows have been scratched, the spaces are not clean on the outside, and it looks vacant. But if we could enhance these spaces so that they're at least clean, maybe put some advertising on them so they look like there's something happening there. Again, art may be a way to handle it, but anything like that to create some attractiveness and encourage community involvement would be great. And then finally, performance spaces. Using empty retail spaces at intimate performance venues can draw crowds and support local artists. Take a vacant building and let's make a music venue inside the space, create some excitement there with maybe some pop-up retail as an example. All of the above that I just described are doable. It just takes organization. We have the Union Square Alliance, for instance, that covers this area, that we can work hand in hand with them. But I think also the mayor's office needs to get involved. There's been a lot of discussion of this already. Supervisor Sauter, the new supervisor for this district, is excited about these concepts as well. But again, being excited and doing are two different things. We need to start working on a plan of action to get these things up and running. And it can be done. It can be done relatively quickly. And just a couple of blocks, if we could just get them going, what happens is blight can be replaced by growth very quickly. All we need is a couple blocks, get them up and running. Before you know it, those blocks become permanent success stories, and then you start building the blocks after that until you expand throughout the Union Square area, Market Street area. Recovery can occur quicker than you think, but we just have to jumpstart it. So hopefully that helps. What can you do? Write your supervisor, write the mayor, press the issue with our city officials. And if we do so, we have a chance to get this thing up and running and actually accomplish something in, again, a short time, which is the reason for these podcasts. Find projects that we can actually fix something quickly. Thank you so much.